I'd like to give you some background on the activity of XBRL Japan, which I have been involved with since its founding in 2001. In that same year, I also joined Oracle Corporation Japan to launch XBRL business and was involved in the release of XBRL-related products and solutions. I've since retired from Oracle in July of this year, but I continue to promote XBRL as vice chair of XBRL Japan. Over the 20 plus years, we have been supporting the adoption of XBRL to the National Tax Agency, the Financial Service Agency, Tokyo Stock Exchange, and others. From now, I'd like to introduce the Japanese government trend for XBRL with two key agencies: the Financial Service Agency and the relatively new digital agency, which has been tasked with getting Japan to digitize. First, let's look at EDINET. EDINET Electronic Disclosure for Investors Network, which is provided by the Financial Service Agency. EDINET is a system for electronic submission from the public for disclosure document, such as annual securities reports and large volume holding reports, etc., by listed companies and others in Japan. Also, EDINET allows individual and institutional investors to download XBRL data for analysis. Next, regarding XBRL in EDINET. It was adopted in 2008. Also, XBRL has been used in an annual securities report not only in the financial sections, but also in non-financial sections in 2013. Inline XBRL was adopted in 2013. Currently, 65 disclosure documents are covered by XBRL. Regarding the detail of 65 forms, there are three types. First, there are 28 forms which are non-financial information documents. For example, extraordinary reports, statement of large volume, and others. Second, there are 18 forms which are financial statement and non-financial information. For example, annual securities report and semi-annual securities report, and others. Third, there are 19 forms which are only financial statement. For example, securities reports and security registration statement of domestic asset-backed securities. Regarding expanding tagging items, from 2013, tag has been added to the type of information. First, detailed tags of some notes to financial statements, such as annual securities reports. Second, detailed tagging of some non-financial information. Third, comprehensive tagging of items in annual securities reports, large shareholding reports. From 2019, the FSA added corporate governance information and financial statement based on IFRS. In 2021, the FSA added key audit matter in independent auditor's report. Sustainability reporting requirements are changing very quickly globally. And here is the situation in Japan. In January 2023, the FSA introduced new rules requiring all listed companies in Japan to disclose sustainability-related information in annual securities reports. The XBRL Taxonomy was published on September 14th, and public comments are being solicited which sustainability information should be disclosed. As for how sustainability is tagged, each paragraph about the sustainability description is tagged as a textbook. Using the color code on the slide, let me explain tagging. So on this slide, governance is shown in red, strategy in orange, risk management in light blue, metrics and target in brown. Additionally, in the governance paragraph, reference to other information are tagged in yellow. With the strategy paragraph in orange, policy on human resource development and improvement of internal environment are tagged as textbook in green. Additionally, in the metrics and target paragraph, metrics and metrics unit, target period, target and result are each tagged. About greenhouse gas emission, each scope is tagged. The taxonomy I explained is currently undergoing public comment and may be subject to change. Once the taxonomy is decided, disclosure in XBRL will be mandatory for companies whose fiscal year ends in March of this year. In March of next year. Sorry. From now, I'd like to introduce the digital agency. The impetus for the information of this government agency was partially due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The doctor tweeted that he had to report COVID-19 cases by handwriting onto printed forms, which were then faxed. Faced with the public criticism, a national online reporting system was quickly developed. By the way, this lab of paper forms is partially due to the custom of physical stamping document with a personal or official seal, which is called hanko. Yeah, please, picture. That one tweet set off the national outcry and exposed the antiquated practice in press, especially in local government. A guiding hand was needed, and so the new digital agency was formed in 2021. Though results have been mixed, the digital agency has had some successes in changing policies and mindset. For instance, there's been acceptance of digital hankos and a new e-invoice requirement just started on October 1st, which I'll discuss later. Just to show the importance the government has placed on the DA. You can see it's directly under the cabinet and above other ministries and agencies. And it aimed to coordinate the system of all of them. The DA identified 6 basic policies. The second policy being e-invoices as a subset of a safe, secure, and convenient lifestyle. From this slide, you can see the aim are very broad and touch on every facet of Japanese society. The new e-invoice schema is not just a move away from paper, but an effort to better calculate and assess the amount of consumption of tax that is due. Although the launch has gone smoothly, there is some resistance from smaller companies and stores due to a perceived extra tax burden and to digitalization itself. Digital invoices started on October 1st, and it is utilizing the paper network adopted in Europe and elsewhere. We have established a data format with specific Japanese items called JPP. Multiple accounting software and network providers support the use of digital invoices for businesses. The eligible documents include invoices and purchase statements. The private sector also launched a custom which is called APA and worked with the DA to realize e-invoices. In the summer of 2020, APA was established. Currently, there are 154 regular members. In collaboration with the DA, members worked to formulate standard specifications for Japan's digital invoices and other companies, and their companies carried out necessary effort, such as developing a system or packaged software. XBRL Japan has provided various types of support since its inception. Looking to the future, XBRL Japan is currently exploring a universal data converter system using XBRL. This allows mutual collaboration with digital invoices and other digital data. We hope to be able to present our result at next year's international conference. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much. So, yes,
the ESG is reporting to EDINET. That was in that part of the presentation. Is it using the same taxonomies that we're talking about here? ISSB, not EFRAG, that's here.
ISSB のタクソノミーと同じものをEDINET タクソノミーで使っている。
参考にして項目名が同じとかは聞いてますね。
Yeah, not 100% same. So, referencing the same, say, item names. And, yeah, so.
And is the ESG information in the same inline document set, the multi-target document set, or is it separate? Completely physically.
全部一緒です。
All in all, in the same document. So, the same EDINET submissions. Okay.
So the Goto-san format from years ago is upgraded?
I think so. There are many efforts, okay, among the XBRL Japan people. Yes, you're right. Any other questions? Yes.
The environmental data that's being collected on scope 1, scope 2, and so forth, is that, I remember seeing a presentation several years ago about how that's being used by the environmental agency in Japan. Is that the primary audience for that, or is it also investors?
The project, which was conducted by the Ministry of Environment, was totally different from this one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and at that time, Ministry of Environment created their own taxonomies using the reference with the CDP standard and something like that. But after that, TCFD or other initiatives are coming up, and Ministry of Environment stopped their say own taxonomy creating, and so that's Ministry of Environment project has been stopped already.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So this
is primarily for
Yeah,
investors. And,
that's right.
And other users. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that sense, maybe Japanese government is now trying to avoid the more say alphabet soup situations. Yeah. Yes. Any other comment? And just referring to the previous presentation from Israel, okay. They were talking about the control of the unnecessary extension of the taxonomy. Okay. And the EDINET, we did in the same way. So before implementing XBRL, we spent 2 years to eliminate the unnecessary redundancy or the unnecessary overlapping element name from the existing all the accounting items. So more than 90% of the as-is the element name was eliminated. So the current EDINET taxonomy is so much slim and standardized one. And still, Japanese FSA is controlling the unnecessary extension. So that can say strongly contributed to the comparability. Okay, I think so. When I watched the presentation from Israel, I was very much interested. They are taking the same approach. So that is one of the merits of the JFSA's policy. That is just my yes, please.
Can you talk about assurance and enforcement actions? Right, I mean, it's nice to report the stuff, but what's the assurance around it, and then is it sort of, are the desktop reviewed, is it enforced?
Insurance とか。
Assurance.
Insurance どうやって
Is auditors, are these data being audited?
一応オーディットされてるんで。
はいはい
Insurance.
そうですね。
Okay. Every documents submitted to EDINET is all audited
Okay.
and have the stamps. Okay. And also the KAM, Key Audit Matters part is now added.
Okay.
So that is independent from the company's own the opinions. Okay.
And is the FSA going through the submissions and checking for errors and enforcing those?
Yes, they are checking.
Okay.
Yes. And also there is a unique system in Japan. Japanese financial reporting market is owned, but not owned, but divided into two official printing companies. Okay, one is Takana and another one is the Pronexus. Those two official printing companies used to be in charge of the all paper printing documents from the government. And now they are working for XBRL assistance. And those two companies are carefully watching the quality of the submitted instance documents and controlling the unnecessary extensions and something. I think that is a bit unique. Yes. And any other? Okay. Why, yes. Yes.
I understand that you created a digital agency in 2001, but how has the Japanese public taken to it? Have they been wary of data collection of the government looking into too much detail of what companies are doing.
I see.
デジタルができて、みんな細かいデータを取られることに、日本の人々はどう反応している？
もう逆らえないから。
Okay. Yeah. That is a kind of the policy from the government. So I think many of the people do not like the Japanese government to get so much detailed information, private information. That's a policy. So they are accepting. Okay. And especially in the implementation process of the digital invoicing, okay, smaller business owners, they are strongly, they are feeling strongly against about the policy because they in the previous taxation, okay, they were a little bit say about they are belonging to the exemption groups. So even though they don't pay the sales tax, they are not charged. But now they are all charged the taxes. Okay, so that means the reduce of the revenues for those small businesses. But as you know, the Japan is an Asian country, so the taxation is quite important to support all the public revenues. So that's why the Japanese government decided to do the strict taxation system by digital invoicing. Yeah. Any other? Okay.